Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to my channel. If you're new, I'm Kelly. This is KBellaBeauty. And not too long ago, I filmed a video about cult favorite makeup products that I had not tried. And those were makeup products that I feel like everybody on YouTube talks about and raves about, but I personally had not tried them. And so I was brainstorming some video ideas that I wanted to film for YouTube, and I thought, you know what? I do have some cult favorite makeup products that I have tried, and some of them I think are worth the hype, while others I feel like are overhyped. So that's what this video is going to be about. I'm going to talk about a few makeup products that are cult favorites here on YouTube and let you know my thoughts. So if you are interested in checking this video out, then why don't we go ahead and get started. I guess I'll start with a few older cult favorites, and one of the products that I feel like I always hear on YouTube, or one of the brand products that I always hear on YouTube, are the Anastasia Beverly Hills brow products. She has everything from brow pencils to the Brow Wiz, the brow definer. She has a pomade, she has a clear gel, she has everything brows, brow powders, everything. So I actually think these products are worth the hype. I am an avid Anastasia Beverly Hills brow lover. I use the Brow Wiz, the brow definer, and the clear brow gel, and I have ever since I started doing my brows. And part of that is I really do like her products. I feel like I can get a really natural looking brow, or I can go a little bit more bold. But more than anything, you know, there have been a lot of brands who have come out with brow products since Anastasia stepped out on the scene with her brows, but they don't cater to redheads. Like the Benefit brows, I really want to try them, but they don't have a shade for me. And I tried the NYX Micro Eyebrow Pencil. I compared it to the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz, and that was one where, again, I couldn't find my perfect shade. So the ABH brows, they have my shade. I use Caramel. I feel like it matches my hair perfectly. I definitely have repurchased and will continue to purchase Anastasia Beverly Hills brow products. Another cult favorite from back in the day is this little saucer right here, and this is in fact the collaboration with Jaclyn Hill in Champagne Pop. I feel like this came out maybe 4-ish years ago, and Jaclyn Hill did this collab with Becca. She came out with the highlights. She ended up coming out with an eyeshadow palette that they took off the market, a face palette. She came out with Prosecco Pop. This was supposed to be limited edition at first. She ended up making it permanent, or Becca ended up making it permanent, and this is a cult favorite that I love. This is a nice champagne highlight. It's what I'm wearing today. I feel like you can get a nice pop. You can add a little bit of Fix Plus. It will stand out a little bit more, but this is a shade that looks really nice on my skin tone. It's light enough that it doesn't look like a harsh streak. Prosecco Pop is a little dark for me, but it also kind of goes with every eyeshadow look. This is the highlight that I reach for when I don't know what highlight I want to wear. So this is definitely a cult favorite that I would say is worth the hype. I feel like back like maybe 6 or 7 years ago, everyone was talking about MAC lipsticks. There were so many like MAC lipstick collection videos. People were talking about their favorite MAC lipsticks, and I definitely stacked up on my collection of MAC lippies at the time. I have really narrowed it down now. This is Diva. I have Rebel right here. I also have some from the Mariah Carey collection, and then I have Modesty from MAC, and Modesty is one of my favorites. But I feel like these guys are still worth the hype. You don't hear a lot of people talk about them anymore. I feel like liquid lipsticks kind of took over, and when they came on the scene, I feel like a lot of people started to forget about like actual lipsticks. But I still really like these MAC lipsticks. They come in a variety of different shades. So like this one is Diva, and Diva is a matte. So if you like matte lipsticks, you can definitely check out their mattes. This one is a satin, it's Rebel. Modesty is a cream sheen. Cream sheens are my favorite formula by MAC, but I really like these lipsticks. I wanna say they're like $17-ish, so they are a little on the pricey side, but if you compare it to Sephora prices, not too expensive. They have a variety of colors, like tons of colors, different finishes, and if you save your empties, you can turn in 6 empties back to MAC, and you can get a free lipstick. So I have narrowed down my collection because these do go bad. They definitely, the formula changes, the scent changes after a year or two, and I had to throw a lot of my MAC lipsticks away. But if you are someone who likes actual lipsticks instead of liquid lipstick or things like that, then I definitely think MAC is still good. We don't hear it talked about very much anymore, but I think it's still good. So my next product, Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. If you have watched anybody's YouTube video ever, I feel like you know about the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer because the majority of people rave about this concealer. They love it. They say that it's their favorite, that it's their holy grail. And I have an unpopular opinion for this one. I think this is overhyped, and I do not like Tarte's Shape Tape. It creases underneath the eyes. It's very, very heavy, very thick. Sometimes I feel like it's hard to blend out. And so that's why this is in my 2018 Project Pan, because I want to get rid of it, and it's not a concealer that I'm going to repurchase. Now, people say that this doesn't settle into their fine lines under their eyes, and honestly, every concealer that I've ever tried has settled into my fine lines, but this one does very much so because it's so thick and heavy. I like a more lightweight, liquidy concealer. That's why this guy is overhyped for me. Not a fan. It's a very unpopular opinion, but I've mentioned it several times now. I will not repurchase this once I use it up. There are several eyeshadow palettes that I feel like have come out onto the scene and have been fast favorites for people, but one that I still hear people talking about is by Anastasia Beverly Hills. It is her Modern Renaissance palette. I, as you can see, have this palette. It is a palette that I have loved very well, but as you can see, I haven't really hit pan on anything yet. I have a few dents in it, but this is a palette that is hyped up for good reason. I definitely think this is worth the hype. I think this is a good palette for beginners or for people who maybe aren't very experienced with eyeshadow and don't really want to step outside their comfort zone and try colors. You definitely have warm tones and cool tones. I really like the Anastasia eyeshadow formula. I feel like it goes on the eyes really nice. They're super blendable, they're super pigmented, and I just really am a fan of these color selections. I think I've used every single eyeshadow. I don't use warm taupe a lot. I definitely tend to stick to like this half of the palette, but it's only 42 bucks. You can get it on sale at Sephora when you save up for the VIB sale. If you want to get this palette, wait until November. You can get it for 20% off, I think is what the VIB sale is, but this is definitely a palette that is worth the hype in my opinion. Since I've already talked about 2 different Anastasia products that are cult favorites and I totally agree with it, let's move on to an ABH product that I think is overhyped. And those are the Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid lipsticks. When these first came out a few years ago, everyone was talking about them. They were doing lipstick collections. People were talking about how they were their holy grail lipsticks. And she has a wide variety of shades. She has a ton of liquid lipstick shades, but those liquid lipsticks are super duper drying. I tried several. I had Pure Hollywood, I had a pink shade, I had Sad Girl, I had the purple shade, I can't remember the name of it. I feel like it started with a V. I had several shades. I wanted to love them, but even with a balm or chapstick or something underneath my lips, they still like sucked the life out of my lips, and I just could not wear her liquid lipsticks. And it was actually really sad to me because I feel like she has so many shades and they're so beautiful, but my lips just felt so dry and tight that I couldn't wear them. But if you are someone who doesn't have a problem with liquid lipsticks, maybe your lips aren't dry and you really want something that is going to suck your lips, that might be the liquid lipstick that you want to try. But for me, I decluttered all of my ABH liquid lipsticks and I will not be repurchasing them. I have just a couple more products that I want to share with you. One is a bronzer by Benefit. It is the Hoola bronzer. I feel like a lot of YouTubers talk about this bronzer, and I wanted to try it for a really long time, but I just never picked it up. For a long time, I had the Milk Chocolate Soleil bronzer by Too Faced, and so that one took me forever to use up, but I really, really like this bronzer. It doesn't pull orange on me. I definitely need to be careful of that because of my red hair. I feel like sometimes bronzers can pull a little too orange. This doesn't do that. I don't need the Hoola Light. They have a Hoola Light if your skin tone is very, very pale, but the original Hoola looks really nice on me. It gives me a nice contour. It chisels out my cheeks, but I can also use it as just a bronzer if I don't want to heavily define. So this is a cult favorite that I recommend. It's worth the hype. Another fan favorite is the Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder. Feel like every YouTuber has used this at some point to set their under eyes, and most people really, really raved about this product. They said they really liked it, so I went out and purchased it. I actually got a smaller travel size first, went through all of that, purchased the big guy. I'm actually almost completely out of this. I'm like literally scraping at the edges here, but I am going to repurchase this powder. I definitely think it's worth the hype. It's a nice under eye setting powder. It doesn't like make my under eyes look cakey and dry, and for someone with dry skin, I don't need to look extra dry, so I definitely really like this stuff. We will end this video with another concealer by NARS. It is the Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Custard. Nicole Guerrero loves this stuff. I feel like Amanda Ensing has raved about it, Desi Perkins. A lot of the big name YouTubers really, really like this concealer, but I do not. I do not like this concealer for the same reason that I don't like the Tarte Shape Tape. It's very, very heavy. It looks thick underneath my eyes. It settles into my fine lines, and I just don't like it. So I'm glad that I picked up this smaller size for $12. I do use it to conceal blemishes. It does that very well because it's so thick, but underneath my eyes, I don't like it. So this guy is overhyped for me, and when I'm done with this little sample size, if I do purchase it again, it would literally be just to conceal blemishes, but I definitely would not recommend this for under your eyes. That's gonna do it for this video. There are definitely tons more cult favorite makeup products out there, so I would love to know your thoughts down below. How do you feel about any of these products? Are there some cult favorites that I didn't mention that you are wondering about? You can leave that in the comments down below, or just share some of your products, some of your cult favorites that you think are overhyped or worth the hype. I would love to know what you guys think, and I know that other people watching would love to know what you guys think about these makeup products. So if you did enjoy this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed, make sure you do so before you go. I am trying to post 3 videos a week, but it's probably going to be just 2 videos a week on Wednesdays and Saturdays for now. And when summer comes around, hopefully we can get back to an extra video on Mondays or Tuesdays. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.